Nobody is telling you how bad things are about to get, but that is going to change. I'm going to tell you how bad things are going to get here in the United States. And a lot of this has to do with commercial real estate and $1.5 trillion in real estate needing to be refinanced within the next 3 to 6 months. Then we have a port strike that could actually hurt our economy even more. I will get into that in a little bit in this video. We're going to talk about fixed income and people on Social Security, how they are going to get screwed because of this strike that we're currently going through. We're going to address banks and their potential closures. Going to talk about additional bankruptcies and how certain retailers are closing more doors than they were anticipating. And we're also going to address the escalating war that is happening in the Middle East that is now including U.S. troops. And U.S. troops were just recently attacked. So I'm going to break all this down in today's video. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, just want to thank you guys for watching. If you can do me one favor, it's only one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So let's talk about the biggest problem we are about to face. And this is not even including the port strike that just happened this morning. At midnight this morning, we learned that the ports over on the East Coast and in the Gulf, they are going to close down. They are going on strike. There's more than 45,000 workers that will not be working. But that's not the big news. Look at this. It says the CRE mess, that means commercial real estate mess, not letting up. CMBS delinquency rates jump in September as office, retail, and lodging deteriorate further. CMBS is commercial mortgage-backed securities. Now, here's the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention. We are about to see banks close. Banks are going to struggle. Banks are going to shut down because they cannot afford to stay in business. I want to read you something. Look at this right here. It says, maybe commercial real estate has hit bottom, as property giant Blackstone's president and chief operating officer Jonathan Gray said in January during an earnings call, which then was echoed by the commercial real estate fund managers with lots of troubles in their portfolios. Or maybe it hasn't. Here's the reason I'm bringing this to your attention. Parts of it are in deep trouble, such as office, retail, and lodging, including for structural reasons that have nothing to do with interest rates and cannot be cured with rate cuts. Multifamily is not in as bad of shape, though problems abound amid numerous defaults and oversupply in some markets. Oversupply of housing is exactly what consumers need, so this is a good thing for the economy, but not for lenders and investors. And industrial, such as warehouses and fulfillment centers, is in good shape, though the boom has come off the rose too. Look at this. This is office commercial real estate delinquency. This is their delinquency rates. Okay. If you look at this chart, here's where we're at today. Okay, we're sitting at 8.4%. This is the highest we have seen since the financial crisis, or during the financial crisis. This was August 2011 through November 2020 or 2013. Okay, you see where it went up. It was at 10.6%, I believe. Okay, that's where it spiked. We're at 8.4. You see how quickly it's gone up. This hasn't gone up like this since the beginning of the financial crisis. That is a huge, huge issue. That's the reason why we should all be very concerned, because nobody's talking about this. Nobody's telling you how bad this is going to get. Just look at this. Okay? Another store, Big Lots. Big Lots is just completely losing it. Big Lots just announced they're going to close another almost 50 stores. Another 50 stores. They're going to shut down. They're almost to about 450 stores that they're going to close down. Big Lots is in trouble. All those buildings will sit empty. That means nobody's paying their rent. Chances are nobody's going to be paying their mortgage. Now I want to read you something else, because Big Lots is not even the biggest person that we need to be addressing here. Okay? And the reason why I'm talking about this commercial real estate crisis is because the port strike could actually make this worse. Look at this right here. Okay? We were talking about delinquency rates, but look at this. For example, Simon Property Group, they're the largest mall landlord in the United States, has trimmed its mall count for over a decade, including by defaulting on mall loans and walking away from several properties. In June, it began walking away from another mall, the second largest mall in Pennsylvania, the 1.7 million square foot Philadelphia Mills Outlet Mall. The loan came due, and SPG failed to pay it off. In July, it emerged that it was negotiating with the special servicer to hand the property back to the commercial mortgage-backed securities holders. So they don't even want it. They're just going to give it back. But what are they going to do? They're investors, right? They're the ones that give the loan. They're not the ones that are wanting to manage the property, put different retailers in there. But again, Simon Property Group is the largest mall landlord in the United States. Well, guess what? We are about to see this crisis pretty much unfold. Here's what's going on. We are seeing retail is going to get hit hard because of this port strike. If this port strike lasts more than 1 week, just 1 week, so next Tuesday, if this port strike is still going on, they are saying, experts are telling us that we are going to see retail crumble. Now I want to show you who could be facing the biggest issues. Just look at this. Because again, this is just the beginning. This is easily going to expand.
And according to the American Farm Bureau, if you like bananas, you may be out of luck. Almost every banana is imported, and more than 25% of those, or 1.2 metric tons, comes through those affected ports. Now, cherries are next, with 90% of the imports coming through the East Coast. You also have beer and wine, 90% of the rum, and believe it or not, a lot of our orange juice comes through Newark. Now, cars could also be affected, but because of current inventory, we found that would take a few months to have a real effect.
Yeah, so why?
So they're saying that cars, right, fruits, vegetables, chocolate, okay, beer, wine, rum, okay, a lot of this stuff, it's going to be impacted. Well, what happens when chocolate can't get to the United States? Okay, what about those retail stores inside the mall that sell chocolate? Okay, what about them? What about the liquor stores? Again, probably not in malls, but there are liquor stores. What happens with them? Are their shelves going to sit empty? Maybe. People not going to buy anything? But here's the other thing. If you're going to buy wine and any type of liquor, chances are that is not a necessity. That's not part of your daily routine, is going and buying all this stuff. It may be, might not be. But if it isn't, are you going to spend your last $20, $50 buying beer and wine? If you don't have a job, are you going to do that? Probably not. You will probably wait and save and only buy and drink that stuff on a special occasion, right? Maybe only on Fridays. Think about it. And so what's interesting about this is that we are now seeing delinquency rates for commercial properties go up. That's scary. But what's even scarier is that this port strike could have a massive effect on retail. We could see car dealerships go out of business, right? They're already struggling. You think it's gonna get better when new cars can't come in? When parts can't come into the service centers? No, it's not gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. We are going to see, according to reports, if we continue to see this supply chain crisis extend, right? And we're only within the first 24 hours. It's only 9-10 hours in, whatever it is. Like, it's still early on. The union just rejected a 50% wage increase. The union wants 77% over 6 years. They also want to ban all automation. So this isn't just about wages. This is also about, how is this going to affect these workers moving forward? We're going to see that very soon. But what we know is this is going to cause additional inflation. And the reason why I bring this up is because people on a fixed income like those on Social Security, well, pretty soon on October 10th, we're going to have the Social Security cost of living adjustment announced. I'm not even sure what it's going to be, but this might affect you moving forward. But here's what we do know. Social Security's cost of living adjustment might only be like 2.4 to 2.5%, which is fine right now. But once we see additional inflation because of all the supply chain issues, because of the commercial real estate crisis, once we see that in the beginning of 2025, people on a fixed income, people on Social Security will be screwed. They're going to be pretty much upside down. This is going to hurt millions of people. And then, on top of that, here's the other thing. We have an issue going on in the Middle East. This is just from this morning. It says Israel says targeted ground raids began in Lebanon. Israel is sending troops into Lebanon, into southern Lebanon. They are doing ground raids. The United States also sent over about 3,000 troops. Look at this. It says Pentagon sending a few thousand personnel to Middle East day after Biden said he wouldn't add combat troops. It says the Department of Defense said additional troops would support air squadrons in the region. Okay. So President Biden just said we aren't going to send any troops. Then we go ahead and send a few thousand troops over to the Middle East. And according to reports, U.S. troops are already getting attacked. If U.S. troops are already getting attacked by being in the Middle East, the United States is fully invested into this war. This is only escalating tensions even more. This is going to cause even more conflict. And as we see additional conflict, we will likely see more attacks either on U.S. troops or on U.S. soil. There's already many protests going on around colleges and just many main, bigger cities where people are upset because what are we doing in Ukraine? What are we doing in Israel? Why are we not helping the people? Why are we causing more loss of life? Well, I don't know. All I can tell you right now is if the United States pulls us deeper into this additional conflict and gets us closer to this war, that's going to cause additional inflation. That's going to cause additional shipping problems here into the United States, and we will see more problems for the American people. But as of today, that is what we know. Like I said, nobody's telling you how bad this is going to get. Everybody's saying, yeah, we got a little war going on in the Middle East. No big deal. We got a port closure over on the East Coast and in the Gulf Coast. No big deal. We still got the West Coast. And then people keep on saying, yeah, this commercial real estate thing, this will blow over. Rates are going to fall. Commercial real estate will be perfectly fine. No, it won't. Banks are going to close. People are going to lose their money, their savings. People are going to lose everything. So again, nobody's telling you how bad this could get. So just think about what I just told you. This is just the beginning. Be prepared for whatever comes. So, as we get more information on all this, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.